after like week 2, which dopes like me keep saying, it's got to get better. It's got to get better. It has to get better. And that was me mocking me. That was not me mocking you or me mocking Rieger. It was me mocking me. It just doesn't get any better. And I don't.
Look, the Raiders have a very good run offense. Josh Jacobs is terrific, but even one of their offensive linemen, Troy Brown, he got hurt during the game. Trent Brown, he got hurt during the game. It didn't make a difference. No. They were just gashing the Lions. And as teams have gashed them all season long.
The funny thing about other teams,
you can't figure out why.
Well, the other teams are averaging roughly 6 yards per carry, and they're actually literally getting 6 yards per carry. Doesn't it seem like that? Like it's 1st and 10, 2nd and 4. I mean, it just seems like every time the team runs the football, there's enough push and enough of an opening that they're getting just huge yards per carry. And not like Barry Sanders, -1, 60. It's like 6, 8, 6, 4. I mean, they're just methodically marching down the field.
They averaged 4.8 yards a carry yesterday.
That stuns me. I would think it'd be higher.
I know, so
but I think they literally got 4.8 yards every carry.
Yeah, pretty much. The Lions actually ran the ball okay yesterday. 90 yards, 4.5 yards a carry. But, they had to pass the ball. I had no problem with the Lions did offensively most of the game.
They went on the road. They scored 24 points. They had was that a red zone turnover when Stafford/McKissick fumbled? They were driving. It was maybe just outside the red zone. And they had the ball at the 1 yard line at the very end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad day's work for the offense.
No, the offense was fine for the most part. I mean, come on, Galladay and Marvin Jones each had over 100 yards. I think they had 130 yards.
Jones 8 for 126, Galladay 4 for 132. Yeah. So give or take, that's pretty good. We'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, look, and Hockenson actually was decent. He had 3 receptions, although he was targeted 7 times, 56 yards. They threw the ball a lot to a lot of different players,
including Logan Thomas.
Yes, Logan twice. Unfortunately, the second one wasn't caught.
Yeah, but he was targeted.
Yeah.
He was targeted.
Well, he made a nice play to get it down to the 1 yard line.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Unfortunately, he did not make a nice play in the end zone.
I know.
All right, we'll debate that call and so much else about this football game. We'll talk Michigan as well. Heather has news coming up next, right, Heather?
I sure do, and I'm going to tell you about how a family's Disney World vacation definitely didn't get off to a magical start.
Oh.
No, they made a pretty horrifying discovery in their hotel room.
Hey, we talk a lot about the LaFontaine Automotive Group and the sheer buying power they deliver. They have so many brands, so many locations, endless inventory of new and pre-owned cars throughout Michigan. But they also are very innovative when it comes to how we shop or even purchase a car these days. Because let's face it, we're all very busy. We have thousands of things going on, it seems. And it's hard to find the time to venture out and shop for a car. So they have now introduced to you FamilyDealDirect.com. FamilyDealDirect.com allows you to select a vehicle, customize your monthly payment, make the purchase online, and then have the car delivered to your home or your office. They have experts online to help you out, the online techsperts, they call them, at Family Deal Direct, guiding you through the process at your pace to find the perfect car or truck or SUV that best suits your mode and your budget. It's completely transparent, seamless, easy, and backed by a family that truly cares, the LaFontaines. Check them out at FamilyDealDirect.com. That's FamilyDealDirect.com.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Henry Ford College on 96 eastbound right after Milford Road. An accident leaves drivers getting by to the right side only. There is a backup from at least Cat Lake Road. In the Flint area, look out for an accident on 75 southbound at Bristol Road. It's blocking the left and center lanes. There's also a separate accident reported in the backup at Miller Road, blocking the left lane. Looking for a career-focused education in 2 years or less? At Henry Ford College, their 1 year and 2 year programs get you ready for big things. They also offer 4-year options like culinary school and dozens of transfer programs. Get ready for your future at Henry Ford College. Visit hfcc.edu. I'm Michelle Pena on the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
97.1 The Ticket and Ellison Brewery have teamed up to make 2 exciting new beers. Introducing 97.1 The Ticket American Lager and 97.1 The Ticket Double Dry Hopped Hazy Pale Ale. Look for them on draft at a bar or restaurant near you. Must be 21 and drink responsibly.
I was was so close to this real estate deal, but I think it's gonna fall through.
I came home yesterday and my wife told me she was leaving me.
Life happens. When it does, you need trusted representation to guide you. That's the Rubenstein Law Firm. Jan Rubenstein is one of the best trial lawyers in Metro Detroit. The team at the Rubenstein Law Firm maintain personal connections with their clients, just like in the good old days. Check them out at therubensteinfirm.com. Big enough to get the job done, small enough to care. The Rubenstein Law Firm.
Get more of what your family loves with great deals going on now through Saturday at Meijer. Save with hundreds of deals, like certified Angus beef chuck roast, $3.49 per pound. General Mills or Kellogg's cereal, 3 for $10. Tide liquid laundry detergent, $8.99 with M-Perks. Plus, video games are buy one, get one 40% off. Find your family favorites for less with great deals and low prices going on now at Meijer. Why pay more? Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Saving is easy with Spectrum Mobile. Unlike other providers, you can actually mix and match our unlimited and buy the gig data plans, so you can build the perfect family plan. Unlimited nationwide talk and text is always included. See for yourself with the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator. Go to spectrummobile.com/save and see how you could save up to 40% or more. Plus, you can change plans without penalty, and there are no added taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Restrictions apply. Check for details.
The Detroit Lions needed more than a copier and printer company. Applied Imaging customer Dan Lentz, Lions Executive Director of Corporate Partnerships.
You know, we were looking for a business solutions company, and that's what we found.
How has Applied Imaging helped the team's business side?
People are happier with the equipment that we've got, the solution side, and it's more so, and I'm sure you hear this quite a bit, but it's the people that are behind it, and it's the service that's associated with it.
The overall benefit of the Applied Imaging Detroit Lions relationship?
It's the ability to know that we have a partner that we're going to be able to grow and be successful with together. Bottom line, the personal relationship, the enthusiasm behind it, the service, and the dependability. I can't stress it enough.
Applied Imaging, the official office technology partner to the Detroit Lions. Managed network support, document management solutions, the full range of printers and multifunction products, document destruction services. Call Applied Imaging today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedimaging.com.
In today's real estate market, I find home sellers want options. How about a flexible commission plan? How about a guarantee? Cancel your contract at any time? Folks, it's Mark Z with EXP. I'm not bragging, I'm applying for the job. Call me, Mark Z, today at 844 Sold by Z and start a plan.
Staples is more than a place you go to buy a printer. It's where an associate showed me the printer that works best for my business, like the all-new HP LaserJet Pro 400 printers with advanced wireless and security. And they're easy to set up. I need all of that. Right now at Staples, get up to $200 off the HP LaserJet Pro 400 series. The best printers at great prices. Staples, for your business tech and beyond. In-store only. Ends 11/16/19. See associate or staples.com/HP400 series for details.
97.1 The Ticket is partnering with the Transportation Improvement Association to remind you to keep your eyes on the road and hands on the wheel. Together, we can save a life and prevent injuries. Go to 971theticket.com for more information. Made possible by Autoloop.
Let your voice be heard. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket studio line at 248-539-9797. The D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
97.1 The Ticket and Allison Brewery have teamed up, introducing the Ticket American Lager and the Ticket Double Dry Hop Hazy Pale Ale. Look for them on draft at a bar or restaurant near you. All right, well, the cool weather is here. Cloudy with a chance of showers today, high of 50 degrees. The Lions lost to the Raiders by a final score of 31-24. The Red Wings are struggling. They will be home tonight to take on Nashville. You can hear that game right here on The Ticket at 7:30. It is time for news with Heather A. Park. What's up, Heather?
You guys, Airbnb is making some changes and is now banning party houses after 5 people were killed and several others were wounded in a shooting that took place on Halloween in a California rental
This
house.
is the next town over from where I grew up.
Really?
Yes, this is a town called Orinda, California.
Yes.
Yeah, which is grew up in a town called Lafayette, so they're right next door to each
Wow.
other. So this is
I knew nothing about this, and my mom told me about this on Friday. She's like, oh, it's a huge scandal out here.
I believe it. I mean, I can totally believe it. What's crazy is that I didn't hear about this until this weekend.
Well,
I didn't hear it happen on Halloween.
Here's what I don't understand. How do they know it's a party house?
Well, that's what they're saying what they're going to do is taking steps to basically safeguard the host and the guests. They say they're going to have expanded screenings of high-risk reservations. How they're going to do that, they haven't said. They also said that they're going to have a dedicated party house rapid response team. And they're also going to take immediate action for guests who violate the policies. The guy who owns this home actually called the cops on his own house because he was receiving phone calls about noise violations, people saying, there's a big party. He also had security cameras outside, and he could see just a ton of people going in and out of this house. Apparently, the woman who rented the house said she was going to have like a family reunion. Like 12 people were going to come to this party, but it was like 100 at least.
The cops were on their way to the house when the shootings took place.
For a noise violation.
For a noise violation, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like right before they pulled in, or right as they were pulling in, is when they heard the shooting. And it sounded like it was filled with a lot of young people. I know that the victims were in their 20s. One was 19. I mean, that's a very young group of people at this party.
What kind of family reunion? Hatfields and McCoys?
Yeah, wow. I think the family reunion was
close.
Yeah.
Right. It turned into a big Halloween party is what it turned into. Yeah, which is such a shame. A police investigation is underway after the marching band director at Eisenhower High School resigned over allegations that he actually sent inappropriate sexual emails to a student.
This is Utica Eisenhower?
Yes.
Oh, all of Glen Lucky Group.
Oh,
wow.
Ike.
Yeah, apparently the police station received a complaint on October 24th, and now they are investigating the case.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then police got involved with the De La Salle case that we talked about on Friday as well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
oh, yes.
Yes. You knew that was coming.
I mean, I feel like I knew that was happening when we first talked about it.
By the way, I have a question.
Technically, they weren't actually involved quite yet.
Right.
I have a question about the De La Salle thing. It's just conspiracy, whatever word you want to use. Do you think if De La Salle was having a typical De La Salle season, they would have forfeited?
I don't know. We talked about this on
Oh,
Friday.
really? Oh, you did?
I mean, it came up. I have no idea. It just sounds horrific, though, what's going on.
It really does. You guys, Matthew McConaughey helped prepare and deliver hundreds of meals to first responders fighting the California wildfires over the weekend. And then after he delivered these 800 meals to more than 20 fire stations, he then made another 800 meals for local homeless shelters.
Really?
He sounds like a good dude.
He
And
made
it's his
them himself?
birthday today.
Oh,
So
happy
happy birthday. 50 years old. No, he was working with several other companies. Well, he was working with Wild Turkey. He teamed up with them, the bourbon company. I think he's got ties with them. And then also a disaster relief organization, Operation Barbecue Relief.
Oh. Did he drive his Lincoln all the way
He sure
to
did.
get all the drop-offs?
Yes, of course he drove his Lincoln.
Did
He
he
has
stop and
to.
play billiards?
Drove through like puffs of different colors.
Did
Yes.
he really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he did.
What a guy.
I think I read Kaepernick yesterday or Saturday was his birthday, and he was helping with homeless meals all over the country.
Oh,
That's
really?
exactly how he celebrated.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, he celebrated by preparing and handing out meals at homeless shelters.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of feel like a jerk then to just have like a regular bar night out
Where's
or
my
something.
cake? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I know.
Where's the surprise? Come on.
A family hoping for a very magical experience at Disney World made a really horrifying discovery when they checked into their hotel room, and obviously things didn't get started the way they had hoped. So this couple was traveling with their 2 children, checked into a Disney resort, and they said first they saw exposed wiring, which you don't want to see in a hotel room.
No.
Then they saw dead cockroaches, which you definitely don't want to see in a hotel room.
No.
And then the kicker, they found a used condom on the bed. Something
That's
you
goofy.
never, ever want to see in a hotel room.
On the bed?
Well, it sounds like it was like down, like between the mattress and the bed frame.
No,
Because they
okay.
talked like, my sons could have touched this if they put their hand down. So it doesn't
gotcha.
sound like it was like made into the bed, but
I see.
down that little crack.
Does it say what hotel it was on site?
Yes, it does. Where was this?
The Caribbean, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll find. Oh, the Caribbean Beach Resort Hotel. So they did make a complaint, obviously. They got switched to another room. They said that room was just as bad, and there was live centipedes crawling around the second room. So they got switched to a completely different hotel. They got a room at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Yes.
They took her to the Grand Floridian, put her on club level.
Yes, and the hotel said obviously we took action right away, but they do feel like the guests were exaggerating their claims.
Well, who knows? Maybe they brought like a...
Oh, they planted it.
Right, they brought like a Ziploc bag.
Filled with bugs.
And used condoms.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Maybe they're trying to get free admission to the park and a free fast pass.
It's a very expensive proposition to go down to Disney, so maybe they were trying to find a way around it.
They said they spent about $13,000 for
God.
this trip, so I'm sure maybe, but that seems extreme.
It does, but I'm
bring
sure
your own bugs and
guarantee you it's
plant
been
them.
done. Come on.
Ugh. Wow. Do you guys know anyone who starts decorating for Christmas the minute after Halloween ends?
I don't know anybody, but I did notice, maybe this happens every year, I'm sure it does, but for some reason this year it seemed more extreme, that all the TV commercials
Switched.
on November 1st all went Christmas.
I haven't noticed, but I don't watch a lot of TV, so that's
Yeah,
not a problem. But
watching football this weekend, there were so many Christmas commercials.
I know a few people, especially, I don't know them that well, but through social media, that do. They've already got their tree up, they got all the Halloween decorations down, and already Christmas galore. But apparently, they're probably happier than any of us.
They got it because it's done?
No, but that would make sense. But they say that decorating for Christmas early actually makes you happier because it's a spirit booster. And it triggers pleasant childhood memories. And it also makes you feel more social.
So I came in here yesterday to do Game Day Uncensored, and I saw the sign with Breeze. They switched over to Christmas.
Yeah, they switched the day after Halloween.
So were they the first?
I think they and 100.3 did around the same. I don't know if it was exactly the same time. I just know we were in here Thursday morning, and I walked down to go to the bathroom, and I noticed they had all the decorations up, and I was like, wait a minute.
They've already got there, so they're happier than us.
Yeah.
They're over there smiling. They're happy to be at work.
They should be. They don't have to talk about the Lions.
Exactly. We talk about the Lions, and they're playing There's No Place Like Home for the holidays.
Jolly Christmas music, yeah.
What's your policy day after Thanksgiving?
The day after Thanksgiving is when I like fall decorations. I like what I leave the Christmas tree up for a long time. I feel like instead of setting it up early, I leave it up later.
Yeah.
But the day after Thanksgiving is when I start.
I'm with you.
Yeah. You guys, Chick-fil-A had to issue an apology after they basically forgot that they're closed on Sundays. What? Yeah, so they sent out this big promotional email last week promoting National Sandwich Day, which was yesterday. And in this email, they basically said, hey, order yours on November 3rd for National Sandwich Day. And then all of a sudden they realized, oh my goodness, National Sandwich Day is on a Sunday. We are not open on a Sunday. So then they sent out another email basically apologizing for the first promotion.
So they're going to have, are they celebrating National Sandwich Day today?
No, they're not. But of course, Popeyes took notice of all these emails and kind of shamed them on Twitter.
And the Popeyes chicken sandwich returned yesterday.
Yes,
right?
on National Sandwich Day.
I saw one person on Twitter tweet out shots of a traffic jam.
Really?
At a Popeyes because people were lined up to get the sandwich.
You guys haven't had it yet, have you?
No.
By the way, that's bad form by Popeyes to criticize Chick-fil-A because the reason they're closed on Sundays is for religious reasons.
Well, yes, but I think they're just mocking them for forgetting that they were not open. Not the fact that they're actually closed, but the fact that they forgot.
There's no God shaming.
No, there wasn't.
All right, it is 6:30. Thanks very much, Heather. Coming up next, we'll talk about the Lions. The last play. Is it the worst play call you've ever seen, or is there some way to defend it? All next on 97.1 The Tickets.
When traveling from Metro Airport, it's smart to bring a book, but it's even smarter to book your parking spot online at uspark.com. They'll save you time and money. So next time you fly, put it in park. US Park on Middle Belt Road.
Hi, I'm Lucy, your daughter's favorite ballet teacher. This flu season, I I can't afford to get sick. So I get my flu shot at Rite Aid because 14 little ballerinas and their parents are counting on me to get them recital ready. Clea, second position.
And I'm your Rite Aid pharmacist. The flu shot is no cost with most insurance and no appointment needed. So come join Lucy and get your flu shot at Rite Aid today for everyone who counts on you.
Vaccines available while supplies last. Age restrictions apply. Some states. See pharmacist for details.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba, please be done. Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents Doug.
Yo, Doug, my office, now!
Imo, Doug, you're being transferred across town. Oh, because they haven't heard that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
No, it's because Limo keeps eating the chips on Janine's desk. And her keyboard, and her expense reports, and her stress balls, and her...
Liberty. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
You're a smart, hard-working roofing contractor, but how do you get ahead? By saving time with the Beacon Pro Plus app. The Beacon Pro Plus app works 24/7 for material ordering, automated rebate tracking, and online bill pay, all saving you valuable time. And during select weeks this fall, receive special rewards by purchasing high-quality CertainTeed products through Pro Plus. You work hard, now work smarter. Sign up for free at beaconproplus.com today.
This is happening. Me in my office on Monday. Project hanging over my head like an anvil. And the new guy Rick shows up.
Been thinking about your problem there, boss. The answer's Upwork.
I'm not sure about Rick, but now I'm on Upwork and I'm seeing all the freelance help I need. Creative directors, designers, PMs, all available now. Then I see something even better. Project delivered. With Upwork, this is happening.
People call me R-Dog.
Yeah, that's not happening, Rick.
Upwork. Hire freelancers. Make things happen.
That's the sound of NyQuil Severe hard at work. NyQuil Severe is the best sleep with a cold medicine. No tossing and turning, just rest and recovery. So you're ready to take on tomorrow. For powerful relief of your worst cold and flu symptoms, try NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hello, Saver. At Walgreens, we like the way you save on things. Take afternoon matinees. You know they have the same endings as full-price movies. And co-pays on Medicare Part D prescriptions. You can get them for as low as $0 with select plans. So when you choose a plan with Walgreens as your preferred pharmacy, you know you're saving smartly. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. $0 copay on Tier 1 generic drugs available through select plans that include Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Ventura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, call 877-734-2200.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere. Brought to you by the LaFontaine Automotive Group, the family deal.
That was Tom Brenneman on Fox as the Lions lose to the Raiders by a touchdown, 31-24. Jamie and Stoney. Our phone number is 248-539-9797 or on the ticket text 97136. A disappointing loss to be sure. Not a reading some of the coverage this morning, it's been called the worst loss of the year. And that's probably true, only that the Raiders are not a great team.
Correct.
They lost to the Chiefs, they lost to the Packers, they lost to the Vikings.
And the
I
fact
would put all those teams ahead of the Raiders.
and the fact that the Cardinal game was not a loss.
Yeah, that was a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the worst tie of the year.
Yeah, That's right.
But defensively, they just got completely beat up. And
It's incredible. We thought going into the season, well, at least the defense is pretty
I know.
And the defense is a sieve.
Yeah.
And look, you can't pass the buck. This is Matt Patricia's ball. This is his specialty.
Right.
And whether it's, you talk about Pasqualoni or any other position coaches all you want, this is Matt Patricia. And it doesn't reflect well on him, and it's his strategy or his players. I mean, it's bad. I mean,
it would be disingenuous for Matt Patricia to fire Paul Pasqualoni because, like you said, he's the defensive guy.
Right.
Pasqualoni has the title, but it was a lot like when Jim Schwartz was here and it had Gunther Cunningham as defensive coordinator. It was Jim Schwartz's defense.
Right.
So if they were to throw Pasqualoni to the Wolves as like kind of a sacrificial lamb, yeah, I'm sure some fans would go, good riddance. But come on.
Right.
There's some talk this week that maybe Jeff Blashill's in trouble with the Red Wings because they were playing such poor hockey. And I'd feel bad for him, but I could hardly defend
right,
it.
especially if there's an effort level problem.
But at the same time, the talent's just not there.
Correct.
The talent is, I think it's there defensively.
I think it's there on the defensive line. The linebackers are bad, or if they played bad. Jared Davis just has not been the number one first round.
I think Kennard's had a nice year. I think Tavai's a nice player. Your boy Christian Jones.
Why would you extend him, by the way? He's okay.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't feel very good about that of our Jared Davis.
No.
Because, they talked about how they thought they had drafted Jones's replacement in Jelani Tavai. It appears they've drafted Jared Davis's replacement in Jelani
Should have
Tavai.
drafted Devin Bush, but we'll hear that about 1,000 more times.
Should have drafted Dalvin Cook instead of Jared Davis.
Yes.
But the last play is what's getting a lot of the heat, and understandably so. You had one play to tie the game. The Raiders thankfully called timeout, so the Lions actually got time to think about it and assess it and talk about it.
In hindsight, unthankful. That's a word.
In a way, yeah, because maybe they would have just rushed up to the line of scrimmage with whoever was on the field and maybe caught the Raiders snapping or being disorganized.
I think they knew I think Stafford knew what he was going to do. And the Raiders were kind of like, they were like, flummoxed actually.
Yeah. So as a result, you get Danny Amendola, Kenny Galladay, and Marvin Jones watching. T.J. Hawkinson at that point was in concussion, or at least under I don't want to say concussion protocol, that may not be correct, but he was in the blue tent. So the skill position on the players on the field were Logan Thomas, Jesse James, Nick Bawden, and Ty Johnson. Those were your skill guys on the field, and they had an extra tackle in as well, and Terrell Crosby. Your jumbo package.
Was he tackle eligible, at least?
I have no idea.
Okay.
We can ask that question today. I don't know. And so people are ripping this, saying, why wouldn't you have your best players on the field? And I understand the criticism. Is it possible, though, Stoney, is it possible that it's not the worst situation in the world because you're trying to sell out that you're running the football? And so, therefore, you put in a jumbo package to make it look to the other team like you are trying to run the football.
The problem is the Lions, although they did gain over about 4.5 yards a carry yesterday, the Lions are not a real good running team.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to prove? That you're going to think that we're going to run the ball?
Yes. That's play action, right?
Yeah, but the problem is nobody fears their play action because nobody really fears their running game.
And the Raiders apparently didn't.
Right, that's the problem. And well, I also heard that they've practiced this play a lot and it works in practice.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is they practice against the Lions defense. That's the problem.
That's a problem. Yeah. I'm trying to look at this, though, with a little bit of perspective. If for some reason the play had worked, if they had thrown the touchdown pass and it had gone to Logan Thomas and they had tied the game and sent it to overtime, regardless of what happens in the extra period, don't you think we'd be sitting here today and saying, you know what, got to give Bevel credit. You have all those talented, skilled players, and he finds a way to utilize everybody. He used a certain amount of misdirection. Credit Bevel, credit the Lions offense. This is what good football teams do. They don't rely on one guy. They find other guys, other weapons, other ways to beat you.
Actually, if it would have worked, I don't think we would have even discussed it.
Exactly. That's the problem, and that's the nature of football, is that it's very easy to second guess and go, what a stupid ass play. But at the same time, if it had worked, you would have said, that's a really clever play. And that's where you make your hay in football.
I know, but unless you're a really good running team, I don't understand why you come out with that formation. And forgetting the fact that, Galladay, Amendola, Jones, your best players are on the bench. Forgetting that, just the fact that you want to spread it out a little bit, there seems to have more options. Because once he play faked, I mean, there was only one person who was getting the ball, really.
Well, James could have gotten it.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
he was somehow he got screwed up in his route somehow because he should have gone further to the left if you're watching it, on TV, that way to create more space. But
it didn't help that Stafford was obviously backpedaling. It didn't help that Stafford threw off his back foot and threw a somewhat sidearmed pass. That didn't help.
Right.
But yeah, it failed. I mean, yeah, obviously that's what you're judged upon. I'm not trying to defend the play. I'm just trying to look at what they were trying to do. I mean, was it a disaster in theory? But Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones are not exactly geniuses when it comes to short yardage situations. Troy Jones did have the touchdown catch yesterday, and that was a nice play. But it's not like they're talking about like a Herman Moore or a Calvin Johnson, where these great physical mismatches.
Correct.
Those guys are best in open space.
Yes.
So having them not on the field, to me, is not the worst idea in the history of mankind. But you're right, it does give the defense more to kind of think about.
Right, exactly. Look, I don't think you necessarily have to have all three of them out there.
No.
But at least give them an option. Now, if Hawkinson was not in the tent, maybe that changes things. I don't know.
Let's go to Tom in St. Clair Shores on 97.1 the Ticket. Good morning, Tom.
Hi, Jamie. Jamie and Tony. The last play of the game, the Lions did it earlier in the year. They do it to Logan Thomas because he's 6'7". He's an ex-basketball player, ex-quarterback. The play works. You got to get the defense a great. The guy made a great play on it. The play worked. That was the 2-point conversion early in the year they were going to do. That's their best play. And also, did you hear what Darius Slay said after the game? We got great players on defense. We're just in the wrong position at times.
Yeah, he talks about pieces and puzzles and things like that. You'll hear from him.
And one more thing, the Lions should. I watched the late game. Mark Ingram running the ball hard. They should have signed him instead of one of the defensive players they spent all the money on. Maybe he would have been good in a Lion jersey.
That's a valid point, but maybe Mark Ingram also said, you know what, a better chance of winning in Baltimore.
Or play more in Baltimore.
Yes.
And plus they signed C.J. Anderson, that I thought was going to be the nice complimentary back to their guy, Kerryon Johnson.
Yes.
I mean, that's all fine and good that was a 2-point. I don't remember, was there a time they ran that play for a successful 2-point conversion to Logan Thomas? I personally don't remember it. Maybe they did, and I just don't remember it. Is that really their best play? I mean,
If that's their best play, that's a problem. Because a lot of times these teams with 2-point conversion plays, they come up with, play action, this play, guys are wide open. Look what the Cardinals did against the Lions in the first game.
Right.
When they scored, and then they scored the 2-point conversion to tie the game.
Right.
Just a little thing out of the fly, the receiver just goes like 2 yards, cuts to the one side, and boom, it's there.
When they lined up for the play, and again, as a layman fan who doesn't know anything about football, I thought to myself, they're running play action. There is no way on 4th and the game that they are going to try to run the ball. A team that's not a very good running team, a team that doesn't have a dominant offensive line, and with Matthew Stafford back there, you're not going to hand the ball off. I knew they were going to throw the ball. And I feel like if I knew that, and I'm guessing you had the same impression, that John Gruden probably had that same impression as well.
The only thing I thought of that they could have done, they were going to run the ball, but I don't know if they have this person, if Ty Johnson is that guy. To me, you give the ball to a guy, and a guy leaps over the line.
Kerryon was that guy.
Yeah.
He loved leaping over.
And he fumbled.
We didn't fumble on that one. That was from leading it. I mean, Josh Jacobs, basically jumped into the end zone earlier as well. All right, 6:45. More your phone calls, more your texts coming up. The Lions lose. Final score 31-24. Jamie and Stoney on 97.1 The Ticket. David Hall, Hall Financial, 248-308-5000. It's Monday, and if you're like me, you'll write down a list of things to do on Monday because, that's how you get through the weekend. Tell yourself you get all organized, but then do it all on Monday. And if your go-to list, your to-do list involves taking a look at your mortgage, then call David Hall. And if it doesn't say that, then it should, because rates are the lowest they've been in 3 years. David's number is 248-308-5000, number for Hall Financial, or on the web. You can learn more about your mortgage and what you can do with it at davidhallmortgage.com. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is it's most likely the biggest check you write each and every month, and you should know more about it. You should know if you can get a better rate. You should know if there's any plans
where you can save money on your mortgage. And if you're thinking about doing home or improvement work and you want to take some money out of your mortgage to do that, David Hall can help you do that as well. So give him a call today. Make Monday your mortgage day, 248-308-5000, or check it out on the website, davidhallmortgage.com.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Expert Heating and Cooling, 96 eastbound after Milford Road. An accident leaves drivers getting by to the right side only. There's a long backup from at least Pleasant Valley Road. They want to use Grand River as a possible alternate. Heavy slow to traffic, US 23 southbound from 96 to just before Silver Lake Road. And in the Flint area, wreck has just been cleared, 75 southbound at Bristol Road.
I'm Hot Mark, owner of Expert Heating and Cooling. Don't you know how sweet and wonderful life can be? Come on, choose a new high-efficiency furnace from Expert Heating and Cooling. Call 844-EXPERT and the number 1.
I'm Michelle Pena, the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
97.1 The Ticket and CBS Sports Radio 1270. Your homes for the NFL on Westwood One. The New York Giants host the Dallas Cowboys. Monday Night Football. Pre-game at 8 on CBS Sports Radio 1270. This is Boris Ice with the CBS Sports Minute. Adam Gase and the Jets were yesterday's biggest losers. Gangrene's Bullinger coach made his return to Miami, where he was fired, with a reeling team facing a must-win against the tanking, talent-depleted winless Dolphins. Does this latest embarrassment represent an all-time low? It's certainly among the top 3 worst losses ever for the Star-Crossed franchise. The NFC North was an all-losers division yesterday as Minnesota fell in Kansas City without Patrick Mahomes. Detroit suffered another defensive meltdown, this one in Oakland. Chicago, behind a woefully ineffective Mitch Trubisky, managed 0 points and only 9 total yards in the first half. And Green Bay laid an egg against the Chargers. Indianapolis, with Brian Hoyer replacing an injured Jacoby Brissett, set it up for Adam Vinatieri's game-winning field goal. But the 46-year-old once again missed badly. It was a terrible day for kickers everywhere, by the way. Even Baltimore's Justin Tucker missed a PAT last night. I'm Homer Esiason. Do you get into bed and find your mind still going? If so, try ZzzQuil Pure Z's liquid melatonin. It's made with an optimal level of melatonin for no next day grogginess. Pure Z's liquid melatonin, because sleep is a beautiful thing. At stores now.
Do you love football? Do you live for Monday nights? Then you better get with the program and get down to Hooters every week to catch the game and play Monday Night Moneyball. You're just a few questions away from a chance at cash prizes and Hooters freebies. You love wings, you love ice cold beer, and who doesn't love the world famous Hooters girls? Head to Hooters to cheer, eat, and go for all the bread when you play Hooters Monday Night Moneyball. Check out HootersMoneyball.com to learn more right now.
Do you get into bed and find your mind still going? If so, try ZzzQuil Pure Z's liquid melatonin. It's made with an optimal level of melatonin for no next day grogginess. Pure Z's liquid melatonin, because sleep is a beautiful thing. At stores now. Christmas is coming and you have shopping to do. For your grandmother who love a new ski helmet, your nephew who's asking for toys, and your mom who doesn't particularly make a fuss but thinks a cashmere sweater might be nice. Sierra has just all the folks on your list who love to get active and outside, like fleece, insulated jackets, boots, snow gear, and warm socks. Fast selection, epic brands, teeny tiny prices. That's Sierra. Sierra is part of the TK Maxx family. Head over to the Sierra store at Novi Town Center.
If you run a business or manage health benefits, you want to hear this. Hi, this is Randy, and I'm here again with Steve Solinsky, Vice President of Business Development for HAP. Hi, Steve. Hey, Randy. So employers want to control health insurance costs, of course, but they still want to make their employees happy. Have any advice?
Sure. One way to make everyone happy is to offer multiple plan options.
Isn't that just for large businesses, though?
Well, not really. With HAP, even small groups can offer multiple health plan options, giving your employees a choice. From our affordable HMO plans to our PPO plans with national coverage.
So how does that help control costs exactly?
Well, employers can cap their contributions, maybe just enough to pay for the lowest cost plan.
Right.
And then their employees can decide if they want to pay more for additional coverage.
Got it. So how can employers learn more?
They can visit hap.org/business,
Okay.
call our agent, or call our HAP team at 1-833-DIAL-HAP. That's 1-833-DIAL-HAP.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
What does it feel like to get the greatest haircut on earth at Lady Jane's? Say you're getting ready to go out, grab your favorite jeans from the dryer, then you find a crisp $100 bill in your front pocket. That's what it feels like to get the greatest haircut on earth at Lady Jane's in Washington Township on Van Dyke, just south of 26 Mile across from Target. It's wicked awesome. Parents, do you want to save your child
keep getting to a crossroads.
Okay, maybe not a crossroads, but it's a referendum.
So we're going to find out how good this team really is. We're going to really find out what kind of a coach Matthew Patricia is.
Ticket text 97136 to answer one of your questions there, Jamie. Matt Patricia is not a good coach, guys. Says, the last
Let's dig deeper into that, shall we?
Yeah. I think some things, I think the team is smart for him, and I really do.
Right.
But schematically, defensively, they appear clueless.
Is he better? Are we better off now than we were 2 years ago? Is the team better off now than it was 2 years ago, or 4 years ago, or 6 years ago? Or are we simply in the same wash, rinse, repeat state that is Detroit Lions football?
I actually think that.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, watch that game yesterday. And again, I don't mean to be the cynical Lions observer here, but because everybody knows exactly what we're watching. Game started, Lions march right down the field. Looked pretty good in their first drive. Score a touchdown. Raiders answer. March right down the field. Score a touchdown. And immediately I'm like, they're going to lose. I just knew they would lose. And I can't say for sure that I knew it was going to happen the way it happened. But when Hunter Renfrow scored that touchdown at the very end there, that was with, about 2 minutes to go? Less than 2 minutes to go. Lions had timeout, one timeout left. It was like just enough time for Stafford to throw a game-crushing interception.
Right.
Or a strip sack. I must admit, I didn't look ahead to say, oh no, they'd have the ball 4th and goal from the 1 yard line and have one last play. I didn't realize that. But it was fait accompli, and that's the Lions. And so, while Matt Patricia can get annoyed by us saying that, he hasn't changed.
No.
And so therefore, he's no better than Caldwell, Schwartz, or anybody else who's been here, because we are watching the exact same thing.
It is Detroit Lion football. This is what it is.
But they're more entertaining. You're right about that.
Yeah.
They've played 8 games this year, and they're 3-4-1, and not a single one has been done. They've all been very entertaining
And they
games.
could have won them all, they could have lost them. Because every game's been pretty close in the fourth quarter. So,
Yeah.
well, the Vikings actually was within a touchdown, but you never thought that the Lions were going to win that game.
Yeah.
By the way, the Lions did not score in their first drive. They drove it down the field and fumbled.
Oh, pardon me. That was the first drive.
Yeah.
They scored their second.
But, yeah, this is
And
what
they
it
were
is.
on 4th down, which I got to give them.
Yes.
A ballsy call.
Yes, it was.
I was not crazy about it when they did it, but Spielman loved it, and they scored a touchdown, so good credit.
I mean, look, I think Bevel, for the most part, has done a really good job with the offense. We say what we want about, Jones and Baldy, they're playing great, but they're not great players. I mean, they're not, elite receivers. Galladay maybe will be, but, I think the offense has done pretty well, considering that they can't block for their running game.
From a standpoint of skill position players, not running backs, the Lions are pretty good. I mean, if you look at them compared to other NFL teams, I don't know if they're any Pro Bowlers, but you take Jones, Galladay, Amendola, TJ Hawkinson. There's enough players there. Stafford's having it's a very, very good year. So there's enough there. They just don't have a running game, and they don't have a defense.
Two pretty important things.
Pretty important things. Yeah, I would say very important things. They didn't have any they did. They gave up a fake punt. I was going to say they didn't have any major special teams glitches yesterday, but they did give up a fake punt.
Now, you know what? Somebody was texting me saying, you forgot to mention the fake punt, in a group text. If you didn't see the game. You know what? I give the Raiders credit for that. That's not what I'm playing the Lions. That was a very well designed. I never really saw a fake punt like that before. So that was a good play.
I was watching with my brother-in-law, and that drive ended with a Raider field goal that was missed, right?
Yeah, it didn't hurt him.
Which was a weird miss.
I thought it was good.
I did too, and the Raiders did too. And you see them all on the field, they were all celebrating. And they never really came back to that. I thought they were going to show a replay. Did it just go right over the top of the goalpost? But anyway, I was thinking, how great would it be if the Raiders faked a field goal? Do you think it's ever been done before? A fake punt and a fake field goal on the same drive? Or 2 fake punts on the same drive?
Probably, but I don't know when.
I'm sure it's been done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also on the ticket text, the problem with the Lions is they don't want to go full rebuild. I would gut this roster, including Stafford, and build this team the right way. That's from Willow. Well, we'll make it into this later today or tomorrow, but the roster, we have 3 players left before Bob Quinn took over, right? Stafford, Slay, and Novak, that's it. Maybe Prater.
I think Prater was here, Martin was here.
Okay.
mean, if you count special teams guys.
Robach, special teams, those three have been here. And then Stafford and Slay, right? I think that's about it.
I don't know what I have to look.
So they've pretty much rebuilt that. So now you want to do through a whole new rebuild again?
He's saying enough staff.
And then the rinse, wash, repeat thing keeps going over again. You mentioned Stafford. Jim says, why can't people see the problem with Stafford? I don't care how many yards he throws for. When the game's on the line, he can't get it done. First and goal from the 5, and he gets nothing. They will never win with him. It's time to move. Look, he ran the ball first for like 4 yards. Then he stumbled. That's on him. And the third down play was a good play getting to the 1 yard line. And then, maybe Oakland made a good defensive play on Logan Thomas play, which was not a great call. I'm not blaming that on Stafford. But yes, the great quarterbacks, they're really elite. We'll find a way to get in the end zone. I'll agree with that. But Stafford is not the problem. When you have a defense that stinks, your quarterback is not the main problem.
Well, I just don't know how you can watch yesterday's game and say they lost that game because of Stafford. Stafford had a good game, very good game. Yes, at the very, very end of the game, he didn't come through. That's football. I mean, you can only do so much, I think, if you're a quarterback. No one here is putting him in the Hall of Fame. No one here is putting him in the same conversation as the all-timers. But yesterday's game, the Lions lost not because of Matthew Stafford. They lost because of their defense, and they lost because of some, the play calling, I thought, in that particular instance was odd.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is they can't stop anybody defensively, anybody. And, the number of times Brenneman said yesterday, Carr's gone all day. And there were times where I didn't even think he had all day, where actually Flowers and Kennard were kind of getting to him. But the number of times he said, Carr's gone all day, implying that, there just was crazy amounts of time because the Lions, the only way they can generate a pass rush is if they do something out of the ordinary, like blitz. They just straight up man-to-man, they're just not good enough.
And even when they blitz, they don't get there.
Yeah, sometimes they do. But
Yesterday they did. There were one play to me that was so typical Lions. Tavon, a good player, or he's not a bad player, but a really good team, the player would intercept that ball. Remember the play down?
Yeah.
And it was 10.
And he theoretically could have gone the distance, too.
Could have been a pick 6.
Yeah.
But that's the Lions.
Yeah.
TTL. That's why they are what they are. You don't make those plays.
248-539-9797. We'll take more of your texts, more of your calls, and also, why are the Lions where they are? Why are they a 3-4-1 football team? Heather's got news as well coming up at 7:18 on 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. The radio.com sports station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Mother Waddles. A pass from Matthew Stafford. Backup tight end Logan Thomas late in the fourth quarter, which would have tied the game and sent it to overtime, falls just incomplete in the end zone. And that allows the Oakland Raiders to beat the Lions yesterday, 31-24 in Oakland. A win that Raiders head coach John Gruden told reporters afterwards he was pretty happy to escape with.
I thought we gave up some big plays, which, I guess, we got to eliminate. But I'm really proud of our guys. They got to stop at the end, and I'm going home. We got a short week. I'm going to go have dinner with my wife, go to bed, get ready for the Chargers.
Next up for the Lions, they'll face the Chicago Bears Sunday in Chicago. The Bears, by the way, lost their fourth in a row yesterday as they fall to the Philadelphia Eagles 22-14. Meanwhile, in primetime, New England loses their first game of the year. The Patriots got absolutely jackhammered by the Baltimore Ravens, 37-20. The Red Wings are back in game action tonight as they skate against the Nashville Predators at Little Caesars Arena. Coverage starts at 7:10 here on The Ticket. A tough stretch of the schedule continues this evening for the Pistons as they're in Washington to square up against the Wizards. A game you can hear over on AM 950 starting at 7. Tonight's game, by the way, comes in the midst of a stretch where the Pistons are playing 4-6 on the road. Michigan stays at number 14 for a second week in a row. That's according to the latest AP college football poll released yesterday. LSU and Alabama in advance of Saturday showdown, number 1 and number 2 respectively in this week's rankings. Meanwhile, Willie Taggart fired his head football coach at Florida State yesterday after just 21 games as the Seminoles head coach. Odell Haggins will serve as the interim coach for Florida State for the remainder of the season. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Jamie,
Not only is he a criminal, but he's queer.
and Stoney.
I school kids in my basement last night.
On 97.1, The Ticket.
All right, hour number 2, Jamie and Stoney here on 97.1 The Ticket. A Lions Monday. We'll get to Michigan as well with a convincing win over Maryland on Saturday. Wolverines are now off this week. They are on a bye before they take on Michigan State next Saturday in Ann Arbor.
By the way, congratulations to Troy Athens High School winning the state soccer championships. I got some texts and Twitter things from they listen to the show a lot.
Oh.
Their coaches and their
There are
families.
rivals.
I know it might hurt, but way to go, Troy Athens.
The Red Hawks.
Yes.
Congratulations to them. Some good people there.
Yes.
All right, well, whatever.
You have a great band.
We do have a great band, yeah. And
You have a good basketball team, too.
good tennis team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some ticket text 97136. Let the playmakers make plays. Okay. I mean, that's...
They did for most of the game.
They did for most of the game. And you can... Again, that last play is... I didn't like the play call. No, nobody seems to have liked the play call. But you do have to look at it under the circumstances of what if it worked? We'd be all sitting here today singing the praises of the great Darrell Bevel. All right, I forget which ones of these of you have read or not.
A fumble, end zone interception, almost another end zone interception. Defense had 2 good series. When does this defense start playing? I'm officially checking out emotion. I think you can do that. I think you can check out emotion. So you have our permission, because you thought this year was going to be a little different. I know I did. We talked last week about being duped. You have to check out emotion because they're not making the plays.
Well, I mean, you look at their defense, and I don't know how many games you have to see to realize that they're not good. For me, it was probably 6 or 7, and now I just can't make the case for them anymore that their defense is any good. It's not like 2. Yeah, here for you it was like 2. They will take on the Bears this week. The Bears are not a good offensive team, so the defense might look a little bit better. But then the following week, they bring in Zeke Elliott and the Dallas Cowboys, and they will look bad again.
Yeah.
And then they play the Redskins, so they'll look good again. And they'll play the Bears on Thanksgiving Day, so they'll look good again. I'll probably start to get somewhat optimistic about this team. But defensively, they can't stop anybody.
No.
And that is the biggest. I mean, you look at the Lions at 3-4-1, okay, and you say, how did we get here? What is this team? And Gator nailed it a few weeks ago when he talked about. I think it was after the Packer game, and when they were 3-3-1. He goes, "This is a perfect record for this team. They are a mediocre team."
Right.
And that's right on the money. Rieger was here last week, and we're debating, and it's just such a silly debate. Are they bad or are they mediocre? It's like, really? That's what we're sitting here doing.
A semantical battle?
Right. They're not bad. They're mediocre.
Right.
Okay, fine. What does that do for you? Nothing. They both the same result either way. In fact, I'd rather be bad than mediocre, because if you're bad, you get better draft picks.
Correct.
They're mediocre because they don't have any defensive playmakers. I think that's the big thing that's lacking in this team.
And the one that they have,
Slay.
they don't even, at least yesterday, did they even throw the ball to his direction at all yesterday?
Okay, but
He's not making a huge play.
I was going to say, Slay's a good cornerback. He's a good cover corner, but he's not a...
No.
I mean, when I think of a defensive playmaker or a game
Khalil
changer...
Mack, people like that.
Right. Even going, if you talk about defensive backs over the years, you're talking about Ed Reed or Deion Sanders. Darius Slay's a good cover corner.
Right.
That's it. It's like, who are the guys out there? And Trey Flowers is being paid to be one of those guys, but he's just not performing like it.
He's getting a little better every week, but it's like...
But Stoney, come on.
But
you know what I
he
mean?
was. But if anybody thought that this guy was going to be a sack machine, they were crazy. Because he wasn't even in New England with a good defense.
He was their number 1 sack guy for the past 2 seasons.
They weren't sacks. Plus, he was playing for New England.
Okay, fine. But sometimes you think that those translate, when you come... That is the point of free agency, right?
I know.
You give these guys their big money, and then they come here and they perform up to the salary, and that doesn't happen.
There's no doubt he's got off to a horrible start. I just think the last few weeks he's picked it up a little.
I agree with you, but unfortunately nobody has followed his lead.
No, it's too little too late.
Yeah, and he's still It's not like if you go down the list of guys, and maybe this is why I continued to be optimistic about their defense up until a couple of weeks ago, is that if you looked at the guys who comprised the defense and looked at their resumes and said, good, okay, good, I thought there were enough good players, and I did include Quandre Diggs in this, that they would actually come together and form a good defense.
Right.
But then I realized more and more that there's not a single guy on that defense where other offenses go, oh, holy blank, we got to worry about that guy.
No, none. And maybe that's the model. Maybe that's what they did in New England when they lost to Philly in the Super Bowl. Eagles got all those yards, but that's basically what New England did. Up under Patricia, they played the bend, don't break. And this one is bending and it's breaking a little too much. That's the problem. And you're right, no playmakers. None. Even guys who had pretty good seasons last year. I mean, what about Corbin? I mean, has he done anything? Look, I don't sit there and pretend to know all the X's and O's, but, reading things on social media during the game, even like TJ Lang, how about a pass rush? I mean, when people play the game and see the same things, I can see the same things that they're saying, maybe I'm not as much of an idiot as I think.
Well, what you're saying is, and I think this is the valid point, and this is the point I'm trying to make, is to take a guy like Okora, okay? Now, maybe Patricia would come on here, or Pasqualoni would come on here and say, well, he's defending the gap perfectly, he's doing these, important things, he's playing in position, but he's not altering the game, the flow of the game. I mean, part of what I'm saying here is that there's no player defensively who you notice play in, play out, where you're like, oh my God, they can't stop that guy.
Now, maybe
I think the biggest playmaker defensively this year has been Devon Kennard.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that's a good sign when a outside linebacker who blitzes a fair amount is your most quote-unquote dominant. I'm not even saying he's the most dominant, but he seems to make the most plays that might change the flow of a game.
Is it possible they have to play this scheme because of the players they have? Or the players here selected because they thought the scheme was work? Because you got to change things. I mean, great coaches will make adjustments. It appears to me, and like I said, I'm not going to sit there and pretend I know the X's and O's. It doesn't appear to me that they've made any adjustments in their schemes.
Well, if they have, they've made poor ones because the results haven't changed. So maybe each week they've made adjustments and we don't know what they are. But the end result at the end of each game is 400 some odd yards of total offense. Yesterday it was 31 points. The Packers put up a ton of points on this defense. Even Daniel Jones last week threw for 4 touchdowns as a rookie. I mean, that's just, you talk about unacceptable. It's the very definition of unacceptable.
And look, their linebackers to me is the worst thing on this football team. And I know the defensive line hasn't done much pass rush, but their linebackers they're just bad. They just don't. Sometimes guys have played okay, like Tavai's been okay. And Jared Davis he gets exposed so much. Maybe there's too much responsibility for him to do. I don't know. Like I said, not seeing the scheme and not knowing these guys' responsibilities. They miss tackles. They're out of position all the time. And a lot of that, yes, it's true. It's Spielman has said, when you have a really good front, it makes the job of the linebackers a lot easier.
Yeah, that's just it. See, I mean, I know you've been hard on, especially on Jared Davis. These are the exact same linebackers they had last year with